Hello students, welcome to my our eighth presentation on the topic that is culture and corporate structure. So here in this topic we will discuss that how culture influences the corporate structure. This topic is of the cross-cultural management subject of MBA Part 2 Semester 3 Elective 5 International Business Paper number 3. Hi students, this online MBA course which is offered by Center for Distance and Online Education, Shivaji University, Kolhapur. I am your teacher of this subject of this topic, Dr. Sunil Gosavi, and I am working as Assistant Professor in Department of Economics at Srimati KG Mittal College of Arts and Commerce, Malad, Mumbai. Dear students, today, in this topic, in this presentation, we will discuss the influence of culture and corporate structure. Yes, culture and corporate structure, these are the factors which are interlinked. So, culture has the influence on corporate structure. Culture influences how organizational roles and responsibilities are performed. Organizational structure defines formal authority, roles, and reporting relationships in the organization. Culture and structure continuously influence on each other. Proper alignment between culture and structure improves efficiency. There is strong and supportive culture enhances employee satisfaction and organizational success. So, students, I think culture is substance. It is internal part, soul of the organization. Organizational culture, internal culture is the soul of the organization, and that internal organizational culture reflects external organizational culture. So therefore, uh, there should be balance in between internal organizational culture and corporate structure. Corporate structure, this is form, this is official rules and regulations and responsibilities, and culture is substance. Culture is internal, what we can say, that is factors which defines the output. So students, there is relationship in between culture and corporate structures. Let's discuss the topic in detail. So yes, this is influence of national culture on corporate culture. Here in this topic, we will discuss that how the national culture will influence on the corporate culture. And second topic, we will discuss that how the internal corporate culture influences the corporate structure. So these are the two topics. So let's discuss the first one: influence of national culture on corporate culture. Yes, national culture shapes corporate values and organizational structure. Already we have discussed that what is culture. So I don't want to repeat this culture. So culture, it is nothing but this is the way of life which includes the knowledge, values, language, and other many more things which gives which decides the behavior of the behavior customs of the person in the society. So there is a relationship in between national culture and corporate culture. National culture shapes corporate values and organizational structure. So there are three factors which defines or which influences national culture on corporate culture. So first one, power distance. In case of power distance, there are two types of power distance. First one, high power distance, and second is low power distance. High power distance means that power distribution is from center to lower. It means higher to lower. Hierarchical structure which we can find here. Tall hierarchical structure which we can find here, where the centralized authority is there, and this centralized authorities gives order to the subordinates and at the lower level for the implementation of the decision. So centralized decisions which we can find here, strong respect by the subordinates, by the employees for the authority, which we can find here. So this is in case of high power distance. And such a type of high power distance, such a type of organizational culture, which we can find here in the countries like as Mexico and Pakistan. Okay, so this high power culture, corporate culture also influences because of the national culture. How is the national culture which is available in the country, in the society? Second is low power culture, low power distance. So this low power distance which we can find here in the countries like as Sweden and USA. So there is flat structure. In this low power distance, there is flat structure. Decentralization of decisions, decentralization of power, which we can find here, and collaborative and executive approach, collaborative expressive approach, which we can find here, and much freedom, as well as much freedom is given to the employees, and that there is proper consideration of the dignity, as well as freedom, as well as respect of the standards and respects of the employees in the organization. So this is low power distance, where that organizational structure is flat, not centralized. Decentralized decisions which we can find here, and collaborative and cooperative structure teamwork which we can find here in this low power distance. So this, whether high power distance or low power distance, it decides by the national culture which is available in the nation, in the country. So how is the culture is which is available in the society, in this country? So it will define the high power distance or low power distance. This is first one. Second one, individualism or collectivism. Whether there will be existence of individualism culture, individualistic culture in the organization, or collective culture which is there in the organization, it will decide, it will define by the how is the national culture which is available in the society in that particular nation. Okay, let's discuss the first one, individualistic cultures. So this individualistic cultures which we can find here in advanced countries like US, this culture focuses on individual responsibility, individual freedom, individual growth. It encourages specialized career paths. So your career path will be individual. Your it gives encouragement to the specialized career path, and it gives reward performance and personal achievement. It means if there is a personal performance and personal achievement which is there, so that particular reward which is given by the individualistic culture which is available in the organization. So this is individualistic culture. Second is what, collectivist culture. So this culture considers teamwork. This culture considers cooperation. This culture focuses on group harmony, loyalty, and the everything for the organization. This culture considers work is worship for the organization. It supports teamwork and social relationships. So here there is no much scope for the individual performance. There is more focus on the teamwork, team performance, organization performance, and entire team takes continuous persistence efforts to achieve the organizational or collective goals. It encourages long-term commitment of the organization to achieve the long-term goals of the organization. So this is individualistic culture or collectivist culture. So whether what type of culture, individualistic culture or collectivist culture which is available, which is existed in this particular organization, will define, will decide, will influence by the how is the national culture, social culture which is available in that particular country, in particular society. So this is second factor, individualistic culture or collectivism culture. Third is uncertainty avoidance. So this uncertainty avoidance also influenced by the national culture which is available in that particular nation. So there are two types of uncertainty avoidance. First one, high uncertainty avoidance, and second is low uncertainty avoidance. So high uncertainty avoidance, which we can find here in the countries like Japan and France, it prefers clear rules and established procedures, so that procedure is clear, that rules are clear, procedures are also clear, and there is use of standardized operations to minimize risk. It means such a type of high uncertainty avoidance culture in the organization is not ready to accept the risk, high risk, and this tend to have formalized and bureaucratic structures. So such a type of formalized and bureaucratic structure which we can find here in the countries like Japan and France. So this type of culture, high uncertainty avoidance culture, which is ready to avoid maximum risk and is not ready to accept the risk. So this is high uncertainty avoidance. Second is low uncertainty avoidance. So such a type of culture, organizational culture, which we can find here in the countries like as USA and Sweden. So this culture is more flexible and adaptable. There is no proper form. There is no proper formalities and rules and regulations. So rules and regulations are flexible. Procedures are also flexible. It encourages innovation and change. It encourages innovations and change. It gives more focus to how to bring the new ideas, innovative ideas, new ideas. It adopts less rigid and fluid organizational structure. So this such a type of low uncertainty avoidance culture, organizational culture, is ready to accept the more risk, because that this culture is flexible and adaptable. So students, these are the two types of culture: organizational structure, high uncertainty avoidance or low uncertainty avoidance. So which type of uncertainty avoidance culture or structure which will be there in the maximum organizations in the country, it will influence by the how is the national culture which is available in the society in that particular nation. So that national culture of the society will decide whether there will be high uncertainty avoidance structure will be there in organization, or low uncertainty avoidance structure will be there in the organization. Next is, yes, there is influence. Next topic is influence of corporate culture on structure. So how corporate culture influences on structure. So there are three factors which we can consider here, which we can discuss here. So first one, clan cultures. It means collaborative culture, family-like culture, friendly culture, laissez-faire culture, which we can find here, and this culture thrive in flat, team-based cultures, collective efforts. So here there is more focus on team-based structure, teamwork, flat culture. There is no scope for the centralized culture, centralized decision-making authority. There is more focus on collective efforts, and this type of clan cultures encourages high employee involvement in decision-making process and shared leadership. So leadership is not centralized. Single person will not be leader, but all it means many more employees they will have the leadership responsibilities, like as managers, deputy managers, like as production manager, like as departmental managers, etc., etc. So this clan cultures focuses on collaboration and collaborative efforts and family like culture, team based culture, collective efforts and flat culture. Second is hierarchy cultures. So that culture structure of the organization, it is completely reverse or opposite to the first one, that is clan cultures. In case of hierarchy cultures, organizational cultures, structure and control focus, which we can find here. It gives preference for the rigid. top to down structure. So that rules and regulations are very rigid in this organization, and there is that power distribution is like as the top to down, top to bottom structure. It emphasizes on clear roles, vertical communication, and efficiency. So rules will be clear, and how there will be communication vertical. Vertical. It means boss, then subordinate, then senior, then subordinate, then lower level of employee, and it gives less employee involvement in decision making procedure. So that involvement by the employees, which is very less in this decision making process, in this culture in the organization. So which type of culture will be there, hierarchy culture or clan cultures in the organization, which will decide by the how is the corporate culture which is available in the organization. Third one, advocacy cultures and third one, advocacy cultures. It means it gives more focus to the innovative and dynamic ideas. This structure is very flexible, project based or mixed structure, matrix structure. It allows decentralized decision making process. So here the decision making process which is not centralized, there may be decentralization of the powers and decision making process, and it encourages cross functional teams. It encourages cross functional teams for creativity and quick adoption. There is no proper such a type of rules and departmental distributions. So that X team may be involved with the Z team. Okay, so there is cross functional teams for creativity and quick adoption. So this is advocacy cultures. Fourth is market cultures. So market culture means that culture which is connected with the competitive competitive conditions, result oriented conditions. So such a type of culture focuses on clear goals and high accountability. It focuses on performance measurement. How is the performance of the employee? It often uses divisional or matrix structures to meet market demands. So this culture is market cultures. It means how is your performance? If you show good performance, your promotion, you will be promoted and vice versa. So this is market structure. So students, these are the influence of corporate culture on corporate structure. So how is the corporate culture will define whether it is clan culture, hierarchy cultures, advocacy cultures, or market cultures. So that will define the corporate culture. So at the conclusion part, we can say that culture and structure, organization structure are closely interconnected. National culture shapes corporate values, corporate authority, and corporate decision making process. Internal corporate culture determines the structure, whether it is hierarchical, collaborative, innovative, or result driven, that is market driven, market or competitive culture. So, culture is the substance factor in the organization. It is internal factor of the organization. These are many more factors, internal factors, like as how is internal environment, working environment, organizational environment, how is the leadership, how are the policies, how are the rules, how is the distribution of powers. So all this is called as internal culture of the organization. And structure means what? This is form. It means this is organizational role and responsibilities, official organizational role and responsibilities, and there should be proper balance in between culture and structure. So, positive internal culture as a substance will influence on, or will result in that optimum or ideal structure of the organization. Effective organizations align structure with the cultural values to achieve goals. If the organizations, they want to achieve goals, future goals, then they have to align. They are supposed to align with the uh, uh, organization structure with the cultural values. So students, here we have discussed these topics. Uh, Finally, I can now this is yeah. Thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. If you have any doubts, feel free to raise your doubts. Thank you.